Hello everybody, the Anti-Pundit is back. It is the weekend of June the 19th, 2015. There's a lot to go over this week, so go ahead and get started. Two more presidential candidates jumped to the race this week. Now I'm going to talk about both of them, and I'm going to explain why this is a total mess. Now the first one that jumped in was Jeb Bush. Now this was totally expected. We didn't know when, but he made it official in a video I'm about to show you right now.
The presidency should not be passed on from one liberal to the next. So here's what it comes down to. Our country's on a very bad course, and the question is, what are we going to do about it? The question for me is, what am I going to do about it? And I've decided I'm a candidate for President of the United States of America. We will take command of our future once again in this country. We will lift our sights again, make opportunity common again, get events in the world moving our way again. We will take Washington, the static capital of this dynamic country, then turn it out of the business of causing problems, and we'll get it back on the right side of free enterprise and freedom for all Americans. I know we can fix this because I've done it. As a candidate, I intend to let everyone hear my message, including the many who can express their love of country in a different language. Ayúdenos en tener una campaña que les da la bienvenida. Trabajen con nosotros por los valores que compartimos y para un gran futuro que es nuestro para construir para nosotros y nuestros hijos. Júntense. Wow. I will campaign as I would serve, going everywhere, speaking to everyone, keeping my word, facing the issues without flinching, and staying true to what I believe. I will take nothing and no one for granted. I will run with heart, and I will run to win.
Now, folks, this is becoming a disaster on the Republican side. As we all know, there's way too many. Now, we all know that obviously some of them will drop out, and obviously some of them, like Ben Carson, the lady that ran Hewlett Packard, they have absolutely zero shot. But people's going on with the clown car, things like that. I mean, if they want to run, they want to run, but like I said, it's just way too many. Now, the second one that popped in this week was Donald Trump. Now, I know that even I talked about it in the past. When he talked about running, it was a joke. Now, this time it seems a little bit different. Now, I will admit, as of this taping, because I tape on Fridays, I'm not sure if he did all the proper paperwork on this. But he did talk a little bit this week. Now, I'm going to talk about the first video, and this is from Reuters, so let's take a look.
When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us, at our stupidity. And now they're beating us economically. They are not our friend, believe me. But they're killing us economically. I don't think it's going to happen. Our country is in serious trouble. And these are the best and the finest. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. But I speak to border guards, and they tell us what we're getting. And it only makes common sense. It only makes common sense. They're sending us not the right people. It's coming from more than Mexico. It's coming from all over South and Latin America, and it's coming probably from the Middle East.
You know, as I look at my notes, it just, he has no clue. Now, I lived in Phoenix for a long time, so I got to see it firsthand. Now, he calls the druggist and rapist. There's a lot more than that comes across the border. There are people there that are scared for their lives that come across. There's also people that, you know, they just want to make a living, just don't do it right. Now, do I agree with it? Of course not. But I honestly thought he was going to backtrack. And you know what? He didn't. Now, before I show you this next video, the Mexican foreign minister said that Trump reflects, as I look at my notes, ignorance and prejudice. And the reason I bring that up, he actually doubled down on this on Wednesday. Hear what he said when he was asked about it.
When I say that we're going to build plants here instead of in Mexico, which, by the way, is eating our lunch. Eating our lunch, what they're doing. They're killing us at the border, and they're killing us economically. You know, Ford wants to build a $2.5 billion car plant in Mexico. Well, how does that help us? And they're going to hire, not us, they're going to hire other people, and the other people are going to go out and make cars, and then they're going to drive them over the border. And I had an idea the other day. I said, you know, why don't we just let the illegals drive the cars over? That way, you know, they're coming over anyway. And they'll come up with an idea like that. But they're coming here anyway. So we've got to stop it.
You know, like I said, I honestly think he's serious this time, even though I don't think he did all the paperwork yet. You know, if he actually jumps in this race, people will vote for him. And that's completely and totally sad. I mean, this man made bankruptcy an acute business strategy. I mean, he may know business. I mean, but foreign policy, he has a lot to learn, and I don't think that he understands that the world's changed a lot since in the last 10 years, let alone in the 20 years. So we're going to see how that goes. Now, moving on, you know, Hillary was actually on a campaign trail this week. Now, as you know, I didn't have a taping last week. I was talking about the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I decided not to this week. Here she actually says, I look at my notes, she actually said something. Now, she talked about refinancing student loans. Here she said in the video.
I support President Obama's proposal for 2 years of free community college because we've got to get education out to people. And in the next weeks, I will be rolling out a comprehensive proposal about what to do on making college affordable and getting the debt load of people who are already out of school and have all these loans with often high interest rates that are really hard for them to repay. Figuring out what we're going to do to refinance and get those lowered as well. So I think it's an important subject.
You know, folks, I'm listening to this, it's like, this will not work. Now, I did a video all the way back in January on this very subject, as far as college and student loans or whatnot, and here's exactly what I said. Now, folks, this is a very novel idea. I mean, it really is. This is nothing new. There's other countries do this, let's be honest. Now, my thing is, he's using $3,800 as far as community college. Now, I know it varies from state to state as far as the community college tuition. That's not what I'm going to talk about here. Now, I honestly believe you'll get blowback, but not from where you think. I'm thinking you'll get blowback from the private universities in this country, and let me explain. I think Congress was going to fold on this situation. Now, reason why is the court of public opinion. Bottom line. Now, If this goes down, because he's going to talk about this during the State of the Union in a couple of weeks, but if this goes down, it puts every private university out of business. And I'm not totally sure if that's his angle or not. Now, the other issue is, the issue I have, is the requirements I'm seeing floating around online. Now, if the GPA is going to be 2.5, I honestly believe that's kind of on the low side. I honestly believe that needs to be right around 3.0. Now, education is key to success. Nobody questions that. And it should be available for anybody who wants it. Bottom line. Folks, I stand by it then, and I stand by it now. I mean, this is going to be a disaster. So we're going to find out real soon what's going to happen with this. You know, folks, I had a totally different social commentary this week, but I decided to change it up a little bit. Yes, I'm going to talk about the shootings in South Carolina. Now, I am not defending Dylan Roof in this, and understand that right away. But I'm going to talk about what's going on. You know, was this racially motivated? Oh yeah. Was it a terrorist act? You better believe it was. I am not even questioning that. What I'm questioning is the people that's actually talking about it. Now, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking across the interwebs, and you've probably seen it also. They're trying to make this into a political thing, as in left or right. And I got a warning for you folks. This is not about that, and you know it. As an example, I was watching the Young Turks, which I don't watch very much anymore, and Cenk Uygur was talking about this. And here's exactly what he said, 'cause I'm going to play a part of this. So here it is.
We're progressives. We don't want any political group tracked. We don't want any warrantless searches. So we stand with Rand on that. We're the guys who started standing in the first place. If you're innocent Americans, you're taking political action, First Amendment action. No one's on your side more than we are, no matter how much we disagree with you.
You know, people in the media just don't get it. This is not about left or right or anything like that. You think it is because it fits a narrative. It was all right-wing conspiracy theorists and radicals. You know, let's talk about, because it's not a one-way street. I specifically remember PETA back in 2008 bombing a lab in Michigan State. And they are pretty progressive. I mean, maybe PETA's not your vote, because it happens around the world too, on both sides. As an example, and I hate to quote Rush Limbaugh, because I can't stand him at times. Let's look at the South American left. There is the perfect example of left-wing extremists. Yeah, they're progressive, but they'll kill you to do it. So this is not a one-way conversation. People need to understand that and remember that. So, in closing, I hope this person gets prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law because he deserves to have it. And we're going to find out exactly how this trial is going to go down, because I already know it's going to be really ugly. Well, folks, we're in the final segment, news and updates. I've just been really busy here the last couple of weeks. Just doing some more tweaking, some fine-tuning. So hopefully, and a lot of my actual work schedule too, because I have a regular job. I haven't really been doing the quickies because of it. But hopefully I should start back up soon, so you have a video every single day. And you'll still have my show and or commentary here on the weekends. Well, folks, that is it for this week. I thank you for watching, and be careful, and remember, Figaro.